Hi, it's Paul and Yulia Tarbath, nutritional and lifestyle coaches from Rawsome Healthy.
And trust you're having a great day. Now, Dr. McDougall did several videos about the raw food diet, claiming that it's unsustainable, unrealistic, it's not a natural diet, and you should even attempt at eating it. So, since we've been on the raw food lifestyle for 7 years now, actually 14 years in between us, we thought, wow,
that's a long time.
we thought it would be a good opportunity for us to make a video about it and talk why it's not quite true. But before we do so, first thing first, we deeply respect Dr. McDougall and Dr. McDougall's work, and he's made a tremendous contribution towards turning people to whole food, plant-based diet, which is a huge step towards your greater health.
And helping the animals and
the
the planet as well, and the
course.
Environment, which is a huge thing. So he's made a great contribution to the world.
Yes.
Sure.
But this video is not against Dr. McDougall in any shape or form, but this video is going to debunk some of the things that Dr. McDougall said about the raw food lifestyle, which is just not right, because we thought, if someone was thinking about trying a raw food lifestyle and they watched Dr. McDougall's videos, they would say, hey, I won't even give it a try, and that's a mistake. So this is what we're going to talk about in our video today. So we made a few notes, and the first claim is that human diet has always been and will always be a cooked food diet. Paul?
Okay, so human beings have been around quite a few million years now, I believe, or modern human beings.
Yeah.
And obviously before that we would have evolved from supposedly primates, if you believe in evolution, which we do. We've evolved from primates, and we had originally been in the forest dwelling, arboreal forest dwelling, so living in the trees, in tropical settings, so eating lots of fruits. And then we came down from the trees, supposedly because of perhaps climate change. This is the latest theory, that we came down from the trees and started moving out, spreading to other areas of the country of Africa, which is modern day Africa, and the continent, and other parts of the world. And because of that, we then had to find other food sources, because there wasn't always fruits to eat. There were other things we had to look at to eat, and these included starches. So, root vegetables.
But to say that we've always been eating...
well, yes, I think...
It's not accurate.
No, well, I think what he means is, as modern human beings, we've been eating starch. And, that's a valid point. That's a good point. But the thing is, this sort of leads on to the argument that, we're just natural starch eaters. Well... You could argue that, we had to survive. We moved out of our original setting, which was our ideal setting, which was where we, lived in the trees and we ate fruits and nuts and seeds and all the rest of it, to other areas because of, climate change, perhaps, which is one big theory they've got at the moment, of climate change has pushed us out, and we had to then, eat other foods. And supposedly, or perhaps not the foods that are ideal for us.
Yes, and also there is a theory that cooking made us human, and that's something that Dr. McDougall also talks about, that without cooking, without eating starches, we wouldn't have been human beings. And it's like there is a lot of debate about it. It's kind of like a hot topic, what really made us human. But even though we started cooking our food and it allowed us to get extra calories so we could focus on other things, it doesn't mean that this is the optimum food for us. Like paleo people will tell you that we are just naturally meat eaters. So when you go to starch, people, they will say we're naturally starch eaters, but that's not true, because naturally we are frugivores, we are fruit eaters.
So there is a theory that we grew in our intellect, in our intelligence, because we had to leave our original environment and work together to, overcome obstacles, perhaps safety, where we're going to live, dangers in the environment, food, etc. Obviously, it's always very important. Food is a big part of human existence and other animals. So we had to then eat other foods like starches. Now, it doesn't mean it's not optimal food.
And
it just meant it gave us the ability to move out of our ideal setting into other parts of the world where there isn't as much sunlight. Perhaps that's not ideal, but it gave us the ability to do that because we had more calories and more time then to devote to other things. So, it doesn't mean that fruit isn't our ideal food. It just means that it was more convenient and easier for us to do other things, to be obtaining our calories from starches.
Yes. Okay, so moving on to the second point, and the second point is that raw food restaurants are expensive, and actually I'm going to agree that raw food restaurants are pretty expensive when you go out, it's true. However, you can find a way and you can still go to raw food restaurants if you want to do this lifestyle. For example, the way we do it, we load on fruit at home, so we have big smoothie, big fruit meal before going out, and then we go out for social reasons. We go out to eat some salad, and we're not relying on to get our calories, lots of calories in a raw food restaurant. So
sat there being hungry, thinking, oh gosh, I want to eat something, but all I got is a salad.
Yeah.
That isn't going to work.
And then of course you're going to spend a fortune if you're going to order yourself 5 smoothies and 5 salads. It's going to be a decent bill if you sort of thinking about your budget. So they can be expensive, but there is a way around it. So to say just that you won't be able to go out as a raw foodist is not true. It's not true at all. Alrighty, the next point is nuts and seeds are high in fat and cause skin issues and oily, greasy skin. And that's true if you eat a fat-based raw food diet, which is a no. Don't eat a fat-based raw food diet. Eat a fruit-based raw food diet. So in that case, you're going to be getting your calories from fruit and not fat, not primarily fat. Fat will be just, you'll consume it in modest amounts. And guess what? You'll see your skin issues healing. And many of our clients have healed their skin. And my skin it's best than it's ever been. I look much younger and radiant, and my skin just glows, really.
No, mine's not bad either.
Look, it's nothing.
Not quite as
I
much
put
a tan,
nothing
but
on my skin at all. It's just, I don't know if you can see it, but it's glowing naturally. It's beautiful. It's smooth.
It looks lovely, nice and brown.
My man likes it too. So
yes.
that's a fruit-based raw food diet. So you don't have to consume a large amount of nuts at all. So the next point is not many people follow a raw food diet.
Well, we could say the same thing about a vegan diet.
Actually, 2% of the US population follow a vegetarian or vegan diet, I think. 2%.
Doesn't sound like a lot, does it?
We can say, you can say the same thing about a vegan diet. Not many people eat a vegan diet, and what? What does it say?
But it's all relative.
People don't know about it. People have fears. People are programmed, brainwashed by the meat and dairy industry, and they just, they don't have access to it. You have to seek this information by yourself. You have to, reach a stage where I've had enough of this traditional system, and I'm not feeling energetic, and I'm not being able to heal my body, going to doctors and taking tons of pills, or you just need to make that link to realize, hey, something's not quite right, and I'm going to seek information on how I can eat well and stay healthy and prevent diseases. That's you have to go against the grain. You have to go against the grain.
Yeah, and you've got to start somewhere. Veganism has to start somewhere. Someone's got to start doing it. So to help themselves, to help their health, to help other people's health and the planet and the animals. So you have to start somewhere. And it's the same as, the raw vegan diet. People say, there's only, a few thousand, tens of thousands of people are doing it around the world. That's not many. Yeah, but it's a lot in the context of if you can get a core of people who are really improving their health, and then that spreads out, you plant the seed and it spreads out to other people.
Yeah.
You've got to start somewhere. So it's a great thing to do, like veganism in general.
Yes.
You've got to do it. You've got to get on with it and plant that seed.
It shouldn't be a reason for you not
No.
eating this way at all. It's just, it doesn't make any sense at all. Alrighty. So the next one is raw food is not a practical diet. Okay. There's a little bit of truth in it. Actually, no, it's practical. It's absolutely practical. But
I think you can't just say it's not practical. That's not true.
It's not true.
No.
But you've got to, what I would say, you've got to know what you are doing on this diet to make it practical. You've got to realize that, hey, you know what? I'm going to be getting my calories now from fruit, primarily. Fruit is perishable, and I have to find ways to manage my fruit stock so that it's ripe for me to eat. I have to, create fruit ripening
You
system.
have to spend more time on it.
Yeah.
To start with, at least, until you get used to it, it becomes second nature, because you're not just going to a supermarket, grabbing all the processed stuff off the shelves, throwing it in your basket,
Or even grain.
Going home, forgetting about it until you're hungry and just pulling it off the shelf, and it could last you like a week, 2 weeks. No.
Years.
You've
a
got
week to week. Years.
Even years, yeah. But now you've got a plan, because it's perishable goods. It's going to last a few days, a week or so, and then it's going to go bad. So you've got to get a production line going, know what's ripened, what's ripening, what's very unripe. So you have, as I said, have that production line going, and you've got to be on top of it. And to start with, it's very different, because most of us haven't grown up this way, doing this kind of thing. Having to look after your whole fresh foods. But when you see the results, yes, exactly.
That's a whole new reality. When you literally begin to fall in love with this. Okay, it's challenging, and it's challenging. If you have children, especially, you've got to bring food back to your house, but it's figureoutable. It's possible to figureoutable. It's possible to figure out, and when you start seeing, oh my goodness, I'm healing my body. I haven't been able to heal my body on any other diet, and I've tried so many diets and supplements and seen so many therapists and did endless things, and nothing's worked. And now you're experiencing this life from inside of you, this vibe, this incredible connection, this glowing skin, your body's becoming trimmer, and you just it's like all these yummy fruits you're eating.
And
it's
honest.
like, okay, that challenge, I'm going to take it on. It's challenging, I'll take it on, but because of the results that I'm getting, and then it's like, you just embrace it. It's not. Is it practical to run a marathon? For most people, not. No, most people are not going to do it. But there are people who embrace it. There are people who run it in like 2:30 or 2:15, and it's incredibly fast. So if you want to do it, if you have a will to do it, you will find a way to do it. So the next point is that fruits don't give you long appetite satisfaction, sustained appetite suppression that complex carbs do, and fruits raise the blood sugar and dissipate quite quickly. And 100% I'm going to disagree on this point. If we're talking about you eating one apple, then that's true. But once again, when you eat a fruit-based raw food diet, you've got to study it. You've got to understand all the nitty-gritties, work it all out so you can do it. So, for example, do I eat hungry after eating 1,000-calorie fruit smoothie? No way. I'm good to go for the next 4 hours without even thinking about food. And guess what? When I was eating starches in the past, and I would have like grain porridge for breakfast and whatever, rice for lunch and potatoes for dinner, I was constantly thinking about something else. You would eat your starch, and guess why do you crave that sweet dessert at the end? Because you've got a sweet tooth, because you haven't satiated your sweet tooth. And when you eat fruit, that's it. You've got your calories, you've got incredible amount of satiation from sweet, juicy fruit that you've just consumed, and you've got.
So true. There's no other food that satiates you so well, we find, as fruit. You can be eating a meal of fruit and then just suddenly stop, and it's like, oh, I just feel perfect. I don't need to eat anymore.
Yeah.
You know exactly when to stop. It's just like a switch.
The key is to eat enough, and just to make sure that you eat enough. And after a fruit meal, magic happens. Give it half an hour, 45 minutes, and I feel like running. I feel like cycling. I want to move my body. After eating a starch meal, after half an hour, I feel like having a nap. And it's just the way it is, because starch is more difficult to digest.
It's more complex carbohydrates compared to simple carbohydrates, so it takes a lot longer to digest, so your body needs more energy to digest it. Whereas compared to fruit, it's like, okay, I've had the fruit, very easy to digest, let's go and run.
And with regards to it raising blood sugar, Paul, do you want to... does fruit raise blood sugar?
No, not in the context of whole fruits. Now, if you had lots of fruit juices, you could raise your blood sugar, especially if you're more sensitive. But when you're having a whole fruit, it's got lots of fibre in there, so that then slows down the process of the sugar going into the bloodstream, so it doesn't cause blood sugar spikes.
No, if you eat fruit on top of fat, after a meal of, say, I don't know, avocados and nuts or seeds, you eat a big smoothie, you will experience blood sugar issues. So again, it's knowing what you're doing. It's bringing your fat percentage low and following food combining principles as well. And then, hey, you're just gonna be, oh my goodness, it can't compare. It just cannot compare. You cannot compare eating fruit to eating starch, guys. No, absolutely not. All right, so next one is that we've touched on the fact that fruit is perishable, not sustainable. Starch can be stored easily. Yes, that's true. That's true. But what we're talking about is a level of existence where you are thriving and where you're experiencing the levels of health you cannot experience on a starch-based diet. So basically that's what we're talking about here. Eating primarily fruit doesn't mean that you've got to be 100% raw foodist. Although it's the best. Being 100% raw foodist is the best. Some people achieve kind of close to it results.
Everybody's slightly different. Everybody's slightly different. Some people can not do 100% raw, while other people have to do it because their health.
Or because the way they feel. It's just, I love it because the way it makes me feel. So the point of this video is to make you aware of the fact that a raw food lifestyle is possible to sustain. A raw food lifestyle is incredibly satiating. So satiating. A raw food lifestyle fruit-based raw food lifestyle doesn't raise your blood sugar levels. A fruit-based raw food lifestyle is our original and natural diet. And a lot of people we've certainly worked with, many clients around the world, and this is my example also. I wasn't able to heal my body on any other diet. Starch-based, no. Vegan, no. It had to be high fruit and low fat, raw vegan, very clean, well combined, and only then my body was able to recover. A lot of people have gone through a lot of damages in the past, and if you are, we're not forcing you to go raw vegan. It's just make that choice. If you feel that, hey, I just feel that this is right for me. This is how I felt about it. Do it. Give it a try, learn about it. We're going to post a link to Rocking It on Raw High Raw Foods, which is going to give you menu plans and shopping lists and menu planning tutorial and green smoothie challenge and our book. So you can explore how to get started, how to organize it all the right way. So then, give it a go and see how your body responds to it. Alrighty, so this is what we wanted to share with you today, and we would love to hear from you. Do you think that a raw food diet is practical? Post your comments in the comment section below. And when we say a raw food diet, we're not talking about, it doesn't have to be 100%. It can be a high raw food diet when you eat lots and lots of fruit and lots of veggies and some starches if you choose to. Or maybe it's 100% raw that you're eating and thriving on. So remember that you've got to give it a go to be able to talk about it. Unless you try it, how do you know? How do you know? And unless you've done it the right way, how can you tell? Alrighty, so thank you so much for watching this video, and of course you can also find us on social media. So when you're not seeing us on YouTube, we are on other social media channels, on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, all under Awesome Healthy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with the world. And hey, you know what? Let's go raw. Eat sweet, keep fit. We'll see you again very soon.